All right, guys, today we got a 2024 Nissan Altima. You heard that right. 2024 Nissan Altima. This vehicle is a train wreck. Wait till you see what we got with this one. Let's get into it. Backstory is, client brought the vehicle to us, said he just bought the vehicle a couple of weeks ago. It's 2.5 weeks ago. And that when he bought it, check engine light wasn't on and AC worked and everything, but the AC doesn't work now. So brought it to us and said he wanted us. He had done a little inspection himself and thought that it had been overcharged with refrigerant. We're going to show you why he thought that. So he asked us to just evacuate and recharge it. We evacuated and recharged it for him, and it didn't fix the problem. It was a little tiny bit low, but not anything to speak of. So then he's like, all right, well, go ahead and let's figure out what's going on. He took it and brought it back. He said the AC worked for a short time, brought it back. We didn't do anything to make the AC work other than charge it up. It was already charged up, so that was pure luck. But I brought it back, said, let's take a look at it. So we got it back in here. We scanned it. I'm just going to show you the scan real quick. So we had two things happening here. The ECM has got a code in it for the refrigerant pressure sensor A, okay. And then the LoRa module, which is the laser radar module, has got something going on with the front radar and saying that it's either obstructed or something's wrong with it. So we're like, okay. My first thought was, and this vehicle has 10,840 miles on it. It does have a check engine light on it now, which is kind of crazy that this code causes a check engine light, but it does. And there's the 10,820 miles. All kinds of warnings for the radar and everything also. Well, the first thing I thought was, let's pop out here, let's open the hood, and let's look at the sensor. Maybe it's a brand new car. Maybe the sensor just didn't get plugged in properly at the factory. I mean, it happens. So I popped the hood, and the very first thing we saw was all this wiring just sitting here. All right, and it just kind of wrapped around and rubbing against the plastic right here. So I'm like, oh gosh, that's not right. Something's wrong with that. Why is that wiring just hanging here? And it's not taped up or anything. And then this bolt just kind of was like a spotlight at me. That's definitely not a factory bolt. And some kind of, I don't know, if that doesn't look factory either, that big old washer right there. Looked at this side, it's got a different kind of bolt, right? Looks like the same kind of washer. The other thing that we saw was this zip tie sitting up here, just kind of hanging out, not even clipped off, holding this together. All right. And then we're like, all right, clearly this thing has had damage. Let's lower the hood. Let's take a look at.
All right.
All right. Matches the rest of the car. We'll show you. We'll come back to this. So we walked around the car and we're look at the paint spot. I don't know if you guys see it on here. Mm-hmm. Big old bubble right there that popped. Look at the gap right here. It looks like a roller coaster. Real thin, comes down, woo, right? Comes down here, look at this fender has definitely been bent, right? It wasn't replaced. Then I saw down here, this is just egregious right here. Look at this. This is, all of this right here is, looks like body filler. That's just hasn't even been sanded at all. It's just hanging out here in the fender well, right? So like that's horrible. So we kept looking. We see overspray. We saw there was a run. Let me see, run right here, right? We kept going. There's a run right there. And we just did the video where we had the 200,000 mile Jeep, and everybody was like, "Oh, what's that 200,000 miles on? What do you expect?" This got 10,000 miles on it. We did look up the Carfax after we saw this stuff, and it said that it had minor damage, had hit an animal. Okay, so minor damage says it's got some dents and scratches. So let's keep going. All right. So when we're on the Carfax, it said that the roof had been damaged. So we came over here, and you might want to come. I don't know how you can see it, but this roof looks like, it just looks like you're looking into the starry night. There's just spots everywhere on this roof where it was painted and bubbled up. Just not painted right. It's going to be hard to see maybe on there. Came back here. This is overspray. we got overspray back here. We've got, can you see that? We got one different tire than what's on the rest of the vehicle. We haven't even put the vehicle up in the air yet, okay? So we came around over here, didn't see anything on the back, didn't see anything on this rear quarter. We came up to this corner, and we can see clearly we've got what looks like more either overspray or something's happening up here. Then we opened up the door. Let me open the door for you. Come in. And this right here, it's hard for you to see it, but this is rough. This is, again, what looks like more body filler right here. And just hasn't even been painted. It hasn't even been sanded. I mean, somebody could have just taken a piece of sandpaper and sanded that to make it smooth at least. We got another big old pop mark right there. Another one right here. This whole thing looks like it's just really badly sanded. It's going to be really tough to see that. We got a big old bubble that popped right there. Horrible. Come over here and more overspray. And then this looks like it's been sanded with a rock. So look how bad that is, right? So the vehicle, and by the way, the piece that just popped off of here, so this is where the radar is. And you can 100%, I mean, I can look down right here and see it's bent like this. It's looking that way, right? And you cannot have that. You can see it clearly in the camera. That is 100% never going to be able to be calibrated. There's a screw in here that shouldn't be in there, right? You can see how it's kind of pushed on this, right? The only thing that was holding this thing on is this little teeny tiny bit right here. So we went to pull that off because we wanted to see about this being bent, and this should just be clipped in place, but we'll be able to get it clipped back into place. We're going to have to do something with this anyway because this has got to get fixed, whatever bracket's holding that. So while we did the intro to this video, we were about to do the backstory on it, and the client came up and said, hey, just checking on it. So we sat down and talked with him, showed him everything on it, and he actually brought up some stuff. I'm actually going to leave this out because it's just going to fall again. So let me just leave that out for now. Let me show you what he showed us. Show you what he showed us. He said that when he bought it, they did not tell him it was in an accident. He did not see anything with that until after the fact, unfortunately. And I know a lot of people are going to comment, there is no law that says that they have to disclose that it was in an accident. It's kind of crummy. They don't even have to disclose that a new car was in an accident. This is a used car, obviously. They don't even have to disclose a new car was in an accident unless it's over 5% of the value of the vehicle or something like that, something crazy. So when we were talking to him, we were showing him this stuff. And he's like, yeah, this is where the hood prop goes, is by this bolt, this big old chunk that's right here. And we're like, no, it's got these on. He said, no, he put these on it. The hood prop wasn't there. He had asked them to get a hood prop. They basically said, can't put a hood prop in it. So he got those and paid for those. He put this on because there was no underhood liner on this thing. And just so you know, if you don't have this liner on here, the engine heat will cause damage to the hood paint eventually. And then once he showed us that, we were like, wow, look at all this. This is just really.
No stickers either.
There's no, well, I mean, my gosh. Of all the other stuff that we saw, the stickers, I will 100% tell you, they weren't even thinking about that. I don't know who did the work on it. I don't know who did the work on it at all. The dealership so when he came in, we saw all this, we showed him all this, and we're like, and he told us the whole story about how when he went to buy it, he didn't get a great deal on it. He got basically what the value of the vehicle is. He's paid like $20,000, a little over $19,000 or something for it. We looked it up, and that's basically private seller value. So probably not, it's not, retail or dealer level value, but he basically paid for the car what the car would be worth without the damage. He said he talked to the dealership a few times. They were supposed to buff some stuff out. They were, this is what he told us. His side of the story is they were supposed to buff it out, supposed to fix all this stuff on the fender and do a safety check to be sure the safety check was, the car was safe to drive. And then they said they did all that and they're out. So we're like, all right, well, listen, why don't we call them up and, just talk to them to be sure because, we want to be sure we've got the right information. So we called him up with him. He called him up. We were right there. So we're going to go ahead and let you listen to what that conversation was.
I'm looking for Mohammed or one of the sales managers, please.
Yes, me. Okay.
Yes, I purchased a 2024 Nissan Altima from you guys about 2.5 weeks ago, and I've already reported some issues with the vehicle. Even brought it in for service and check, and nothing that I asked for was actually completed. Um, I've also had warnings that came up during driving for the collision avoidance that it keeps on going inactive. So I took it to a shop and they found a lot of mechanical issues with the vehicle, and it is still under warranty, but you guys have failed to do anything with the warranty. And so I'm trying to see if I
You
can.
bought it new?
It's a new used. It's a had 10,000 miles on it.
Let me check for you. I'm gonna put you on a quick hold, okay?
Okay. Molding replaced.
Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes. Yeah, so this car was purchased as is. There's nothing I can do. If
Uh,
you wanna bring it to service,
Yes, but I understand as is, but especially my one complaint is you said that you performed the safety inspection and everything was operating safe, but looking at the vehicle at the repair shop, um, you reported minor damage after the fact that once we bought the vehicle, that's when you reported that it was in a small wreck. By looking at everything, the front collision avoidance bracket is bent. It's not even pointing straight. So that's a safety feature that you guys said that you've performed, and you said that vehicle is 100%. Along with the AC, uh, basically there's
let me tell you, the car is safe to drive. That means it turns on and it drives and it turns off. This is the safety inspection.
so the collision avoidance is not a safety inspection or part of the safety inspection.
No.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm looking at it, and even would it be under warranty to get that? Well, the AC fixed because the AC is not working, and also the collision avoidance. Would that be under warranty?
Let me transfer you to service so they can answer warranty questions.
And that's the same thing that they told me when I went in. And Matthew is the service
I'll ask.
manager.
Let me talk to him.
Okay.
Good afternoon, Greenway Nissan Service.
Hi, yes. I've got a 2024 Nissan Altima that a client, I'm actually a repair shop down in St. Mary's, and he bought it from you guys a couple of weeks ago. And it's evidently been in a pretty bad collision before he bought it. He didn't realize it was in that collision, and the sales department is saying they're pretty much washing their hands of it. They sent us over to you. Is the bracket for the forward collision is bent, and there's a bunch of wiring that just is not good. We haven't really dug into it to see what's wrong with it yet, but is that something that would be covered under warranty? The factory warranty only got 10,000 miles on it. It's a 24.
No, not if it was damaged from being in a wreck. No, it wouldn't.
So none of that would be covered under warranty.
No, it would have had to have been taken care of by insurance that would have fixed the vehicle. It wouldn't be covered under the warranty.
Okay, so would that be covered by your guys' insurance that when the vehicle was fixed? Do you know?
No, because we didn't fix it.
Oh, you guys didn't. Okay.
No, we don't have a body shop, so I don't know if that was something. I think it was something that they took in as a trade-in.
Okay.
And I guess didn't know about it or something. I don't know.
Okay. All right, man. I
It's
appreciate.
nothing that's going to be covered under the factory warranty.
Gotcha. All right, buddy. I appreciate you.
Okay.
All right, man.
All right.
Bye
Thanks.
bye. They just washed their hands of that one. So I've never heard the fact that a safe car is one that just starts up, drives, and shuts off. But I guess we all learn something every day. I figured that the service department they're not going to fix this. You know, a warranty, a factory warranty, is for against defects in material and workmanship, just like every other warranty is. This is not a defect in material and workmanship from the Nissan manufacturer. It is from whoever did the work on this car. I want to show you something when we get under here too that he told us about, because he had this cover off of it also, because the horn didn't work. I'm going to show you what he found, or show you what he told us he found. And then we're also going to see what it's going to take to fix that bracket. And then we haven't even looked under this car yet. We're going to get it up on a rack and be sure that there's not some kind of damage under the vehicle, because we have no idea, you know, if this is just cosmetic. I mean, clearly they had to put a tire on it. So, you know, did something hit it hard enough to mess a tire up? So it might need some suspension work. So let's get this cover off as expected. Look at this. Just kind of, that's just hanging out. We got, look down here. This is just, that's a clip that's supposed to be on something, you know, holding the harness in place somewhere, and that's going to our front radar. So that can't just be hanging out there. Look, that's this whole thing right here. That's that part of it. So we know that's a problem. The front radar, just so you all know, we already looked, you know, you could see very quickly that being as it's facing the way it's facing, it's going to need this front grille replaced, because that bolts into the front grille. Now we're going to have to take the front grille off and replace it. And more than likely, we'll just go ahead and put the radar sensor in there at the same time, because I don't know that it's damaged or not. The horn, what the client said was, you can see that's not a factory horn. Doesn't look like a factory horn anyway. But the client said that the horn was flipped over and was upside down and was full of water. And that's why he said the horn didn't work for him. So he looked at this thing and flipped it over and said, now it works. So here's our sensor right here. Might need a light for that. So that's right there. So that wiring kind of comes up, held by, I mean, it comes into this harness here. So I don't know where the damage, I mean, the damage could be anywhere. I mean, look at this. Look down here. Can you look down here?
Currently?
No, it is working right now. The AC is working, which, you know, is going to come and go with this wiring. So look at this plastic piece right here. This is an air dam. It's just hanging out, not held on by anything. It's just literally hanging in there. So this wiring comes up here, comes over. It's rubbing right here, okay, where it's been taped halfway. It runs into this harness down here. That comes over, and then it's just kind of hanging out in here. So it's not held on anywhere, because it could be anywhere. That wiring could have an issue anywhere from, I would imagine, my gut would say anywhere from here over to that sensor. We see all the stuff that's up here. We see everything around the whole car. We've got to figure out if there's any damage under the bottom of this car. Let's go over here. Let's get it on a rack. Let's take a look at it. Hopefully we'll have a rack in here soon. But right now we're just going to take it over to the other shop and put it up in the air. And let's see if we see any damage underneath this vehicle, because that could be, I mean, who knows what we're going to find. Maybe we'll find nothing, but let's go and take a look. Sure would have reminded me that I didn't say why the client thought that he needed the AC work, or just a charge on it. When he saw the damage up front, he thought somebody had overcharged it. So that's why he wanted us to look at it. So, all right, let's take a look and see anything obvious. This is everybody's first look under here. So far under here looks better than up top. All right, well, there's one little thing. I mean, if that was all it was, no big deal. Another little rivets coming, ripped right there. Missing a rivet there, a push pin anyway. I mean, you can see that I don't think they replaced this piece right here. That's why it's got all this damage to it, I would imagine.
Yeah.
I'm more concerned with any kind of front end control arm damage or anything. You're not going to get a copyright with that music, are you? I don't see anything under here, actually. Yeah, but we don't. This is the tire that's different, but we don't know that this is where this tire came from. It could have been on the front. It got damaged. I would imagine that one got damaged. Let's see if this is. I don't think it's a new wheel. Got a little. Doesn't look new anyway. No. Huh?
Nothing crazy.
No, I don't see anything. Definitely not a new wheel because you can see where it had the old weights on it. An old weight spot right there. Unless they balanced it and it flew off. But see, the weights are on that one. Yeah. All right, well, underside doesn't look like there's much damage. There's no, I mean, the only damage I see is right here, which, you know, not the end of the world. Although I bet you that piece comes as this whole fender liner. Comes all the way up to here. That's why it didn't get replaced. And then the other part is the front bumper, the bottom part of this front bumper, which the front bumper is going to have to get replaced anyway to fix that. Boy, I tell you what, it's weird that that thing is pointing so far to the left, and we really don't see any damage. I'm gonna lower this thing down a little bit. Big old run right there. Now you get it up in there, you can see it even worse, which we've gone over the paint defects. This is definitely not, don't adjust this. But no, this does not get adjusted. I mean, I'm looking at it here, it looks like it's pointing, when I'm looking at it here, it looks like it's pointing way down and way left. These things generally point straight ahead. It's just weird. All right, well, anyway, no damage under the bottom. And we're gonna have to get this AC fixed. We're gonna have to follow that wiring and stuff. So I'll tell you what we're gonna do is we are going to do another video where we diagnose this vehicle and get the AC fixed and potentially the forward-looking radar. I don't know whether he's going to want to do that or not. We'll find out. But he's definitely going to want the AC fixed.
His son just got in a wreck too. So.
Yeah, and his son got into an accident, which I don't think was his fault. I don't know whose fault it was, but so clearly something like that might would help him. So he bought the car for his son. That sucks even worse. So yet another example of why. My gosh, man. Look at the daggone paint. I mean, it just gets worse and worse. Look, come back here and look. Go that way. Look at that. It's just horrible. I mean, the more I look at this car, the worse it gets. Yet another example of why you always have, I don't care if it's 10,000 miles on the vehicle, have it taken in, and you know, the dealership said, and it's a Nissan dealership, fairly local. I mean, it's up in Brunswick, so it's about 40 miles away from us. So, you know, you heard him on the phone say, oh, we gave it a safety inspection. What is his, this is everybody's opinion. What is his opinion of a safety inspection? Is the car starts and runs and shuts off. I mean, so that's not my opinion of a safety inspection, but everybody's got their opinion. The reality is you need to be looking out for yourself. You need to be making sure that if they won't let you take that vehicle in and have it inspected, then you don't want to buy the vehicle. There's tons of comments on the other video where, well, what if the dealership doesn't let you take it? Here's why. If they don't let you take it, walk off the lot. Okay, go somewhere else. Somebody will sell you a car and let you look at it. We've got dealerships that I know that actively encourage people. Yes, go please take this to your mechanic, that you trust, and have them look at it. And the reason that they do that is because they want you to feel secure in your purchase, right? They want you to know that what you're buying is a good vehicle, and they are confident in the vehicle that they're selling to you. And I've had dealerships here where it's like people will bring them in, we'll find something wrong with it, they'll take it back to the dealer, they'll go, we didn't even know that, we'll fix it, right? So you got to look out for yourself here. Don't trust, oh, it's whatever, you know, we looked it over, it's safe and all this kind of stuff. You want to have it looked over. So anyway, all right, we're going to go to the part 2 to diagnose it, but we appreciate you watching this one. If you liked it, thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification, leave a comment down below. What do you think about this situation? What would you do? Really no leg to stand on really with the dealership, but you know, tell me what you think of it. Appreciate you watching. See you in the next one.